Shine bright up all night. We're never slowing down. Fall in love, drunk mistakes. We're bound to hit the ground. Gotta keep this feeling, keep on breathing, even if we're slipping away. So I close my eyes and lose myself now. Do it like it's only today. We got a party for a lifetime. No, we ain't stopping for the sunrise. And we don't care about the bad nights. And for a second I can feel like this. Make me feel like this. We got a party for a lifetime. No, we ain't stopping for the sunrise. And we don't care about the bad nights. And for a second I can feel like this. Make me feel like this. Young blood made of gold. A mind you can't control. Running wild, can't calm down. My head is in the clouds. Gotta keep this feeling, keep on breathing, even if we're slipping away. So I close my eyes and lose myself now. Do it like it's only today. We got a party for a lifetime. No, we ain't stopping for the sunrise. No, we don't care about the bad nights. And for a second I can feel like this. Make me feel like this.
Please hit that thumbs up button while you guys are in here. Hello, everyone.
We got a party for a lifetime. No, we ain't stopping for the sunrise. And we don't care about the bad nights. And for a second I can feel like this. Make me feel like this.
Well, hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. Today is April 10th, 2024. It is 6:13 p.m. on the East Coast of the United States. Hope everyone is well. So, I just got some news in just a little bit ago. Where are Chris and Katie? Where are they? Because am I all zoomed in? Is it too much? Is it too much? Am I too zoomed in? Where are Chris and Katie? They are either moved from that campground or they are moved so like not as close to the road. Have someone hopefully that will be able to tell us something soon. Hopefully. But what does this mean? I'm okay, just wondered if I was all zoomed in. Well, yeah, Bama, we'll find him hopefully here in a little bit. Why is his voice sounding strange at times? It's just my voice. It always sounds strange. Yeah, yeah, we'll do some call-ins tonight. We'll do some call-ins tonight. Last night I was streaming for like freaking ever, and I couldn't go on anymore. I was like exhausted last night. But I'm better today. I sound good. Okay. Mm. Some campgrounds make you move every 30 days. Really? Why? Why did they make you move every 30 days? I've never heard that. Thank you, Tar. I think those teeth marks on the hands are from Yorkie, are not from Yorkie dogs. Oh, that's not a Yorkie, a Morkie, a Porky. Nothing. That is nothing. I'm just really wondering, did they split this popsicle stand like they did their $600,000 home, or did they just move to another location? Do you know that, Evelyn, or is that what you're thinking? In Florida, you can only stay 14 consecutive days in state parks. Well, this is a private campground. It's a resort, actually. Um, oh, yeah, they're definitely under surveillance. Elisa, I don't know if they left or they moved back toward the road. All I know is a source told me that they aren't where they were. They aren't where they were. If you have a membership instead of a permanent site, you need to move every 2 weeks. I don't know. I don't know. It don't know. Have no idea. They haven't. Have they been there 2 weeks? Kanan, welcome to the family, my dear. Appreciate it. You are now a pearl. Thank you so much for your support. It really means a lot. Thank you. He travels wherever the work is. Well, does he have work? Does he have any work? Well, yeah, Elisa, last night they was saying that, you know, a gang of FBI and police and everything was at their home, and that wasn't true at that point either, but there is a reason they're not at that home. You can bet your bottom dollar on that. There is a reason. There's only one reason, in my opinion, why a mother, particularly, and a stepfather would not want to be in their home where it's that's the only home, and Chris's home is he knows, and that is where he was last seen, which it means he's more likely to be, if he got lost by himself, he's more likely to be in that area of the location than he would be in Seth's location 45 minutes down the road, right? Maybe too much attention at the campground, perhaps. K9 Dreamdog, been following you for years, finally became a member. Oh, thank you so much, K9. That's so sweet. Thank you, my love. I really, really do appreciate it. Yeah, they weren't there last night because we had someone go down there live last night. We were live last night and nothing. There was nothing. If you know where your child is or isn't, why look for him? I agree. Yeah, I mean, you're perfectly allowed to drive. You are allowed to drive by. You are allowed to take pictures of anything in public. The only thing you are forbidden of taking pictures from is taking pictures in someone's home. Now, technically, if you are out in the road and someone's blinds are completely open, right? And it's seen from public, that's different, but you're not allowed to be like a a peeping Tom and, just taking pictures like that, right? I don't know. I'm still trying to figure it out. I'm close to 40 and I'm still not used to, I don't know, mega. I really don't know. Let me know. You can call me whatever you want. I watched Sweetie Pie last night. She has a lot of interesting things to say. Yes, we went over a little bit of it last night. Um, wondering if it's a swingers trailer park. Don't know. Listen, they think that offends me. They think that offends me. No, it doesn't. Not even. Um, those are human bite marks and scratches on Chris's arm. Yeah, got my window open. He is. Hey, Miss Scurvy, good to see you. Hey, Luminous, Susie, good to see you. So, yeah, it's kind of. I don't know. I don't know. We'll just have to see. Hopefully, um, I'll get a text here in a little bit. Yeah, someone told me last night. She was like, look at other bites and compare that bite to Chris's arm. Look at a dog bite, a dog scratch, and then compare it to Chris's arm. Look at a a human bite, and you do, and it's, in my opinion, it is definitely a human bite. My opinion only. So that is going on. Not really sure. You know, did they leave? Oopsie. 1 second. 1 second. Can y'all see me? Uh-oh. 1 second. 1 second, y'all, because I just did something. Okay. Why does it do that? Give me a second. Let me go back out and come back in. Okay. There we go. I don't know why it does that sometimes. How did law enforcement not make a mention of the marks? I mean, listen, whenever someone goes, is being questioned, right? If they're being questioned in, or being even accused, which let me be very upfront with you. Chris and Katie have not been named suspects, persons of interest in this. What we are a commentary channel. We are just giving our opinions back and forth. Now, there's that I have been bitten by a dog before, and those are not dog bites. Yeah. Yep. Okay. So let's talk about some stuff, shall we? There is lots to discuss. And first of all, Clover, welcome to the family, my dear. Good to see you. Thank you so much for joining. I really appreciate that. You are now a pearl. Pearls look good on everyone, right? Pearls look good on everyone. So, Nick Barris put out something here just a little bit ago, and I want to talk about it here. And then there's something very interesting on Court TV that I've been discussing, and Vinny brought it up as well to some other folks, and I want you guys to see it as well. Do I have a pics? Yes, yes. Yeah, I'll show you the pics here just shortly. Sure, of course. Okay. Now, this is from Nick Barris, came out 5 hours ago. And I'm going to read the entire thing. That way, people say, oh, you're not you know, leaving anything out, right? Guidance, if you want to come up, you're welcome to. I messaged earlier. Okay, this is from Nick Barris 5 hours ago from Facebook. The latest, wait 1 second. Ooh, I'm a little bit, hold on, let me fix this 1 second. It's still not right. Okay, let me pull it back. 2 more. That's better. That's better. Don't want to be too up in your grill, right? Too up in your grill. Okay. Latest on Sebastian Rogers, the 15-year-old autistic teen, has been missing since February 26th. That's 45 days from his home in Hendersonville, Tennessee. And there are no new developments. To be clear, this remains a two-pronged effort. First, there is the search. We know authorities and volunteers have done a very thorough, organized search in the teen's disappearance. And they have done this more than once, most recently last week, retracing steps to see if they missed anything. They also searched a landfill in Kentucky. And to me, I'm going to break it from for a second. To me, you don't look for, why are you looking at a landfill if you're not expecting a crime? My opinion. Okay. Dogs, drones, and officers on foot have been utilized and nothing. Second, there is the investigation. This is where the authorities are looking into the possibility of foul play. Sources tell me that Sebastian simply could not have vanished without a trace by himself, and that someone else is very likely could be involved. Is there a criminal investigation? Question mark. Not quite. Period. Why? Question mark. Because at this point, there is no evidence of foul play, no physical evidence, no security video, no eyewitness. Do authorities have potential suspects in mind? Yes. I'm told yes, rather, is what he says. I'm told yes. And that nobody has been cleared. Now, we do know that um, especially with trusted media locals, someone very close to the case could be spilling something, right? We don't know, have no idea. But I think it's very interesting, this right here. Sources tell me that Sebastian simply could not have vanished without a trace by himself, and that someone else very likely could be involved. And the part does, do authorities have a potential suspect in mind? I'm told yes, and that nobody has been cleared. But the simple fact is, there is nothing to link anyone to Sebastian's disappearance, at least that you and I are, aware of. His father, stepfather, and mother all continue to cooperate. Contrary to some of the wild rumors circulating on social media, no arrests are imminent. Um, I'm glad, Nick put that, because I don't know, people's been like clickbaiting, like, is an arrest imminent? Is an arrest coming or whatever? Just ridiculous. Um, so what is happening? Sheriff detectives, TBI agents continue to vet tips that come in to the 1-800 TBI find. Sumner County EMA detective Ken uh, Widener tells me his crews go where investigators tell them to search. Sadly, no confirmed sightings and no indication whatsoever what happened to Sebastian. I promise to stay on the story. To date, what happened to the teen remains a confounding mystery. What do you think? Um, I think it's very interesting that he sounds like he might have a source that I mean, let's get real. Let's get real. Thank you, ATS. Good to see you here. Let's get real. How can, authorities say what they say for a purpose, obviously. I mean, at this point, when there is nothing to suggest that this 15-year-old, well, young man, young boy, but he's very intelligent, but according to Chris and Katie, his mind is not 15 years old. So you tell me how a even a 15-year-old, or someone with the mind that is not a 15-year-old, that's a few years less, hides without any trace. Hides without any trace. You tell me, because I don't think it's possible. I do not think it's possible that he walked away without any shoes. He got past every camera, everything. It's just not possible in my opinion. It's just not. So who took him out of that home? Who took him out of that home? Well, the only people that I'm personally suspect of, me, just me speaking, in my opinion, is Chris and Katie Proudfoot. Why? Because of their, in my opinion, actions, or their lack of actions, and their words and their story, because it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. You don't help. You're not there uh helping, trying to find your child. Why? Because Trevor said this the other day, and I thought, yeah, that's a really good point, Trevor. He said, you know that they're not helping is, you know perplexing. But hold on, how did he say it? I forgot how he said it. He said that they hold on, I lost it. Once my thought. Um, what did he say? Can anyone remember? Uh, that they were looking. Damn, what was it? Do I need to drop a link? Yeah, but it was like for them, like that they were not looking, but if they, oh, that they're not looking, but for them, just the lack of concern. Sorry, it distract. It's okay. The chat. If I look at the chat, it goes. I'm like Dory the goldfish. right? I'm like Dory. Yeah, I'm just like, oh, there we go. Yeah, you don't look for, yeah, exactly. That's exactly right. You don't look for something that's not lost. That's exactly right. Damn, what was that though? Yeah, squirrel, squirrel. It's my life. That's the noggin that I live in. Okay. So, but that's very interesting. Okay. Now, what I want to show you guys is this little part of Court TV because it's very interesting.
Show everyone that the surveillance video again. This is from Channel 5, Scripps News Nashville. Track this down, Nick Barris, reporter. Home security footage from somewhere in the neighborhood. I'm looking at this. Here's what the sheriff's deputy told Nick Barris about his reaction to this video, what it means.
No evidentiary value?
It is of no evidentiary value.
Can you tell me what those lights are?
No,
Why?
because the investigation remains ongoing.
And so it could play a role down the road depending on developments?
We don't know what we don't know. So yes, it could play a role.
I'm trying to decipher what he just said, Jason. Could you decipher what the investigator told us or didn't tell us about that?
It sounds like they're trying to keep that information close to the vest, and they don't want to reveal that because it might be significant down the road.
Okay, so you think they know what it is? They're just not saying?
I think they do. I mean, I've seen surveillance footage so many times. Me looking at that, believing it could be night vision, is not necessarily a light. I've had a bug fly up to my camera, and it looked like it was lit up. So if it is a flashlight and it appears to be a couple, at a distance apart from each other, that would, signal to me you got two people each walking with a flashlight. So if one person's ahead of another and they're like searching or they're in tandem, that might mean something. Going from the home where there was two adults, or maybe there was someone that came in and, abducted, which seems very highly unlikely in most situations. But we know from cases like JonBenet Ramsey, abductions, alleged abductions can occur.
So, what do you think about that? What do you think about that? What I found interesting in that was
Lights are.
No.
Why?
hold on. Look
His
here.
reaction to this video, what it means.
Watch this.
No evidentiary value?
It is of no evidentiary value.
Can you tell me what those lights are?
No,
Why?
because the investigation remains ongoing.
So, this drives me nuts, y'all, about this case. This drives me nuts. It absolutely drives me nuts because he can't tell us. This has to be something, in my opinion. But Seth said it was a trash truck. He said without a doubt. Yes, why hide something? Do you think they would? I don't know, Cripple Creek. I've thought about that myself. I don't know. Chris said they are motion cams. But look what Vinny.
And so it could play a role down the road depending on developments?
We don't know what we don't know. So yes, it could play a role.
Because it might be significant.
Or didn't tell us about.
Listen to this.
I'm trying to decipher what he just said, Jason. Could you decipher what the investigator told us or didn't tell us about that?
It sounds like they're trying to keep that information close to the vest, and
Jason Jensen saying they're trying to, it sounds, in his opinion, like they're trying to keep that information close to the vest. Now, I know that We only see 1/4 of the screen. We are missing 3/4 out, and we are missing 15 minutes out of that video, just a few seconds out of that video. But what was interesting to me in that interview where you see Nick Barris, he says, Nick said, privately, this chief asked him, "Where'd you get that video? Where'd you get that video?" You're not going to tell your sources. Nobody tells their sources, right? This guy also said Jean Bonnet.
And they don't want to reveal that because it might be significant down the road.
Okay, so you think they know what it is? They're just not saying?
I think they do. I mean, I've seen surveillance footage so many times. Me looking at that, believing it could be night vision, is not necessarily a light. I've had a bug fly up to my camera and it looked like it was lit up. So if it is a flashlight and it appears to be a couple, at a distance apart from each other, that would signal to me you got two people each walking with a flashlight. So if one person's ahead of another and they're like searching or they're in tandem, that might mean something. Going from the home where there was two adults, or maybe there was someone that came in and, abducted, which seems very highly unlikely in most situations. But we know from cases like John Benet Ramsey, alleged abductions can occur. So did someone go in the home? Because we know that mom said that she yelled over to Sebastian's room, "Hey, whatever's going on over there, stop it." Well, was that people in his room? We don't know. So if it was under an involuntary, exit, that would make sense why he would go barefooted.
And that thud, you're getting back to that thud. All right, Kevin LaFound, United Cajun Navy, where do you think the search should be headed today? Where should the focus be, and how far and wide should this search go?
Thud.
Well, it's the larger bodies of water that really need to be searched at this point. There's been a lot of activity on the ground. There's been a lot of activity sweeping through, and the larger bodies of water with the special.
I don't know. I feel like, in my opinion, and I agree with this guy right here, they need to search large bodies of water. I mean, time is really valuable whenever if they are trying to hide someone, right? Nobody trash is picked up at 3 a.m. Well, to be fair, the camera was blocked, or the camera timer was not working. So we actually don't know what time that was. Now, if it was at 3 o'clock, I got more questions, right? I've got more questions. Yeah, I know, Libby. I know. Your trash was picked up at 4:30 in the morning? 4:30 in the morning? Wow. I mean, that's really now, people locally, they tell me that trash is picked up no earlier than 5 a.m. Retention pond they spotted. Justin, thoughts on a mannequin? When they went to the retention pond, they spotted a mannequin in the tree line. Law enforcement thought it was a person. When they looked closer, it was a mannequin. It's in the audio. What? Wow. Someone called their private trash company and said they do pick up at 3 a.m. I'll call myself. It's on the dispatch, call a mannequin. I don't know. People do some stupid stuff, People do some things, right? But regardless, this was obviously at dark. Obviously at dark. And the trash, to be fair, does run, the same day he went missing. They try to meet. Is there a noise ordinance? Well, there is where Chris used to work, I can tell you that. And I don't believe Chris was at work that morning. I don't believe Chris was at work that morning at all. I mean, for God's sakes, if he was staying up till midnight, right? He would get up at 5 a.m. to be there, what, at 6? 6 a.m.? Doesn't sit right with me. Doesn't sit right. I just don't believe it. Yeah, well, then they went and checked the trash in a different state. In a different state. Bonjour.
Hello, how are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm good.
What's your opinion on this?
Which part?
This trash thing. This is one thing in this case that really conflicts me, guidance. Like, I'm really, really conflicted on this because, like, I 1000% do not believe Seth has any involvement in this whatsoever. He was at work. We all know that, right? But I also know that if something got out that wasn't supposed to, because the the chief asked Nick, "Where'd you get that from?" And we're not seeing all the video. And Seth does work for law enforcement. He could be, trying to. I'm not saying he is. I want to make that very clear. But I'm just saying he could be trying to wind it back a little bit because that could be, and then the chief said it could be potential evidence. He says he can't tell us what it is. Why not? And also, this was after Seth already said that this is the trash. The interview of the chief saying this is already, Seth had already said that is the trash truck.
Well, I have to agree with
Yeah,
Justin.
John Benet Ramsey was never abducted. I mean, essentially, she was in her own house, but someone did take her and unalive her, but they just didn't take her outside. So I don't know if that's considered an abduction or not, but they came in and it was more like an intrusion in my opinion, but whatever.
I think it was somebody that cased the house during the show of Christmas.
Yeah.
Lights on hers. But I have to agree with Justin when it comes to when you're zooming in and seeing the lights. I've never seen a car or a garbage truck light move like that. It's just, it doesn't make sense. And I think that was Seth's way of backing it up because I really don't think that this was supposed to be made public whatsoever. And I still stand by that. It just doesn't make sense looking at the two of them. Or then if it's two headlights jumping in and out of the garbage truck, okay, then where's the garbage truck? Where's the lights to the garbage truck?
So this is subject 1, subject 2, right?
And that top light up there looks like floodlights to a house.
Mm-hmm. Hold on. I want to check something.
Hey, everybody.
Let's see what a garbage truck looks like at night.
So while you're looking at that, what did I hear about them not at the campsite?
They've either left or they have moved their location so they're not as next to the road. I don't know. Let me check and see if my source
See, that was news to me, and I was like, "What?" And when you were asking
Yeah.
questions, I was running through the house, and I was like, "He's running from a Polly. That's what he's running from." Nancy Grace. He's running from Nancy Grace now.
No, they haven't said anything yet.
Oh, that would be a good meme instead of the lie detector, him running from her.
Right. I'm just trying to find something like
A
working.
view of a nighttime garbage truck.
Yeah. 1 second. I mean, and to be fair, I want to make it clear, we don't know what angle we're looking at this from. We don't know if there's bushes, there's trees in the way, all of that. So I just want to make that clear as well. But okay. So this is coming from a YouTube name, Kuroto Can. And I want to drop their link. All right, now see, this is like a garbage. This is what I think a garbage truck would look at night, right?
Right.
Right. So, and look, there's flashing
There's
lights.
yeah, exactly.
So, I mean, they're working obviously at night. See? I mean, is that what you guys
None of
thought
them.
in the chat too?
But see, the garbage truck is so lit up 360 that you don't need headlight. But do you only
Right.
see one moving? I don't.
They don't even have headlamps on. These
Mm-mm.
people don't.
No.
I mean, because you would think that if they're working at night, they should have a light each way, right? But you know, every place is different.
And remember, I was looking the other night of the blinking lights.
Yeah, we see you.
Like
Mhm.
there's no blinking lights that validated either.
Kayla, thank you so much for becoming a YouTube member. Appreciate it, my dear. Welcome to the family. You are now a Pearl. Congratulations. Thank you so much for your support. Don, grandma of 3, 8 months. Thank you so much for your continued support, Don, grandma of 3. Sebastian, Army, love the work. Oh, thank you so much, my dear. Appreciate you, Don, grandma of 3. Reality wins. Thank you so much, my friend. Good to see you. Welcome to the family. And you are now a Pearl. Thank you. I drive a garbage truck, and at dark time it's lit up like a Christmas tree. Well, there you go.
That's what I was saying. Like depending on
Thank
the
you,
time,
thank you,
the
Dusty,
time
for that.
change, I pass them in the morning on the way to work,
Mhm.
and they're lit up, and they blink.
Can you hear background noise? Okay, I just want to make sure because I got my window open and it's like I love like the fresh air. Just love it this time of year.
Keep pushing it. Keep pushing it.
Yeah.
It's 80.
I just don't I mean, you know, and this looks like a Christmas tree, you know,
Yeah,
but
it does. And then it rolls through and compacts it. My old
yeah,
neighbor used to be the head mechanic on these things.
right. So look, like here's like, you know, obviously from a little bit of a distance, and you know, that's like the back of the trash truck.
But
I
do you
don't know.
see any, like, see, one finger is a light, one finger is a
Right.
light. Do you see any that are going like this?
No, it's not. I mean, that would
Where one just stays still and the other one moves?
right.
It it
Can
it, it I didn't know there was oscillating.
can y'all hear us okay? Because Jazz says they can't hear us.
Yesterday
You
we were
don't
too
see
loud.
any colors, just white lights.
Yeah.
No, 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 Gene. I'm not saying that. I'm saying this is, my opinion, and this is a confliction that I have because, okay, thank you. We sound fine. Because, Nick brought this out and he still stands by his word. The police chief won't say anything. And, what it is, he says it could be something later.
Mhm. And that's contradicting yourself themselves.
Right. Right.
The math ain't mathin', as you would say.
Yes. The math ain't math, and the math definitely ain't math.
The lights, and if it's a garbage truck, the garbage truck is drunk and needs to go home. Because their lights are crossing.
I guess. Okay. So now what I want to talk about, Peter Hyatt did an incredible interview today, and I want to talk a little bit about this. Link is in the description. Make sure you go, if you haven't seen this yet, make sure you go watch it on your, own as well. 9 hours ago it came out. And let me tell you who Peter Hyatt is if you're not familiar. Peter Hyatt is a statement analyst and instructor who teaches statement analysis and analytical interviewing to law enforcement and corporate America. He has authored the Investigator Training Manual for DHHS, State of Maine, as well as the book Wise as a Serpent, Gentle as a Dove. He has been interviewed extensively on radio and television, including nationally televised programs Crime Watch Daily and Taken Too Soon, the Caitlin Markham story documentary. You can also find more on Peter Hyatt at his website. Link is also in the description. Hyatt Analysis, and his YouTube channel is linked below as well. He leaves no words unsaid in this, and some of the things, a couple of things he said, my jaw dropped. It was a lot. It's a lot. So, all right. Here we go. He also has a guest in this as well. And she was on Nancy Grace's the other day. So listen to this, guys.
90% of deception comes from withheld information, critically withheld. And what that means very specifically is I'm thinking about something and I'm thinking about not saying it to you. And so it becomes a pressure on me to avoid that, to avoid giving out that missing information. And so when you have something like that, first of all, the despair is going to be off the charts.
Right. Okay. Makes sense.
They held their silence for a reason. There's always a reason. And it's been on so many missing child cases where there's guilt involved. So I'm on high alert for guilt. Oh no, is this another case where someone killed a child and hid the body? It's just, so many of them.
Right.
Then they spoke. I just stated my notes. I hope that's visible for everybody. In their initial interview, neither the mother nor stepfather linguistically indicated guilty knowledge of Sebastian being dead, nor did they indicate guilty knowledge of his location. This is what we call reliably reported information. Generally speaking, shorter sentences, firm commitment, past tense.
Sorry, go ahead.
For past tense events, past tense verbs. No need to persuade. There were certain things that are so elevated of guilt, having killed a child and concealed the body, that they can't help but keep talking and tripping over themselves. If this part that I'm saying is reliable, if this is incorrect information, then they're sociopathic.
Did you hear that? Did you just hear that? I believe that, and he says, if that is true with the statement analysis, then they are sociopathic. I 1000% believe, in my opinion, Chris particularly is a sociopath.
There's definite signs of psychopathy. I'd like to see Dr. John from Hidden True Crime do a eval on him. There's a lot of psychopathy in my opinion.
Yeah, I'll play it again. Yeah,
Oh,
I'll play
did
it
you
again.
see the screenshot of his LinkedIn too? It was on Smiley's.
No.
It was a screenshot of his LinkedIn account, and one of his details was storytelling. And I'm like, she pointed it out, and I was like, good point.
Storytelling.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
Indicated guilty knowledge of Sebastian being dead, nor did they indicate guilty knowledge of his location. This is what we call reliably reported information. Generally speaking, shorter sentences, firm commitment, past tense, for past tense events, past tense verbs. No need to persuade. There are certain things that are so elevated of guilt, having killed a child and concealed the body, that they can't help but keep talking and tripping over themselves.
I think that's an interesting statement there as well. These people, the inclination of guilt that they just have to keep talking, in my opinion, like Don and Candace. It's always these people out there. And also someone was talking the other day, what's her name? Letitia Stout. You remember whenever she first did her first interview, she was back to the camera.
Yep.
She wouldn't show her face. And she also said this, this is the part I'm adding. She also said, just wait and see. People's going to be apologizing to me. People's going to be apologizing to me. Right?
And that reminds me of a certain quote.
And then you got their hands. That interview with their hands. That's the weirdest interview I've ever seen in my life. Sorry, what was you
100%.
saying?
That reminds me of her comment of when Sebastian's found, they're going to be very upset of what people are saying about his parents.
Yeah.
It gives me that reminds me of that comment and the inflection, the delivery.
Mm-hmm.
Ugly hands at that.
It's not it's not any of our jobs to convict. We're not the police or anything like that. The only thing we are is just giving our opinions on what we see, hear, and know and speculate, right? So I'm never going to be sorry to someone who abuses a child. I'm never going to be sorry to someone like that. I'm just not.
That's what gave us purpose to be here, and we always talk about that.
Right.
Is being the voice for the kids that need the voice.
Absolutely.
Whoever needs to apologize is the one that needs to rot, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm saying it nicely.
Yep. Okay, here we go. Here's this part.
If this part that I'm saying is reliable, if this is incorrect information, then they're sociopathic. The sociopath can do that.
Wow.
So when people say,
You see, Lauren? Wow. Wow.
And I remember with psychopathy, we went over this a lot with Koberger too.
Mm-hmm.
It's a consistent trait.
Well, Chris he likes to be heard, right? He, in my opinion, definitely has an ego.
And
Definitely.
that's where I think there's a lot of narcissistic psychopathy in there. 100%. Just
Yeah.
by watching him, because like the human psychology fascinates me, but I'd never probably go to school for it.
Yeah.
What about the
Find my
empathy,
cat.
the lack of empathy from
If
stepfather,
you want me
which
to
we'll
stop
get
at
to?
any time, just let me
Right,
know.
right. Okay. That's
So-
interesting. Okay.
So what I believe, and I don't know, but what I believe, and I'm open to other opinions, is that mother could pass a polygraph. Did you kill your child? Did you directly harm your child? Do you know where your child is? She could pass those things according to the language. I don't find her to be sociopathic. Generally, you see that later on.
Right.
She could pass the polygraph.
Now that's interesting.
What's that?
You could potentially see her psychopathy later on,
Mm-hmm.
and
You could
potentially
pass
pass
the polygraph.
based on the specific questions and how they are worded.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Well, yeah, I mean, you can, first of all, you're not supposed to have any medications in you while you are taking any type of lie detector polygraph. No influence of any sort of drugs. And there is many ways to pass a polygraph, and I'm going to do a live on it, probably hopefully soon, because I was really digging into how these people, can pass.
Well, yeah,
Just listen to
and
the phone conversation.
look at Ted Bundy. That's the prime example.
Because it's the same as the lights. What do you mean? It's the same as the lights.
Oh, the travel, the direction that he went, supposedly
Oh,
back towards the construction area.
I don't know. I don't know about that, Shelby, to be honest with you. I don't know.
But
But hopefully FBI is now more involved. I really hope that they are taking a better, that they are taking more of this investigation now, because yeah, and you can't have any beta blockers. Yes, that's a big one as well. You can't have any beta blockers. And there's like two ways you can really, they say you can pass a polygraph, and one is to train, kind of train yourself to not let anything upset you, right? Like, just to keep your blood, like, be flat.
Almost like a meditation state.
Right, right. And the other way is doing the exact opposite, keeping yourself revved up. Because that baseline, right? That baseline, they got to, if they don't get the baseline, when they're trying to get the baseline, you still have to rev yourself up
Maintain it.
or maintain it. Because
That sounds exhausting.
that's what they do the baseline for, right? But there's a lot of different things. Bingo. And the military training, absolutely.
I've thought that too. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Point.
Because, in the military, a lot of things is mind over matter, right?
Well, they break you down to build you back up in their way.
Yes. Yes. In the military, I'm sure you know how to pass a polygraph. Yeah. Well, I know, like, like CIA and FBI and stuff, like they're, you know, the retina, I trust more like the retina test than I do anything else, but still there's nothing that can really nothing measures lies unless you're doing like a brain scan, like a CT, which I think that should be the
The
new
electrical,
polygraph myself.
right?
Yeah.
Scan
Yeah.
the electrical
Yeah.
of the brain.
Yeah.
That's
We don't need
true.
that little
Then you'd
thing. What?
really have to really try hard to pass that one.
Yeah.
I don't think that it'd be possible.
Mhm.
Had the need to deceive about the polygraph. He misled people into believing that he also passed the polygraph, and then that story changed.
Right.
Nancy,
And yes, he certainly did lie and said, "We passed."
Done and passed.
Yes, please drop your link, guidance, so people can sub up to you as well.
then Nancy Grace
Uh,
offered it, and I think he said at the
Mods can
time
copy
that he
it.
would take it. Is that correct?
He did. He said, name the time and place was his exact words.
That's the language of challenge. Let's bring it on. Let's
Yeah.
rumble.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
That's his
Exactly.
personality.
But if you noticed on the show, he was very toned down with Nancy compared to all of his other interviews with other YouTubers, podcasters. He was very reserved. He was very, yes, ma'am, no, ma'am. And it was very different than what I think a lot of us have seen in his other interviews. And then I think when he came out and said that, name the time and the place, you're like, there he is. There he is. Yeah, I'm not going to say a-hole, but to me, I was like, that's what he's been missing this entire interview. But
And Chris has not done the lie detector test from Nancy Grace at all. She did name the time and the place. And he says, "Oh, TBI said they're going to give me a lie detector test." When on that interview, he said I asked them to give me a lie detector test, but they said I didn't need one because what did he say? Because I wasn't in the location.
In my opinion, he was trying to pull the same verbiage that Seth was granted. Because Seth was legitimately at his job
Right.
and wasn't able to be contacted for his
Right.
location.
Well,
So he
when
was trying, I think he was trying to beat Seth to the punch on that answer.
yeah, well, Seth was at work, and when he had gotten off work, that's when he had seen on his phone that Sebastian was missing. Did she, I don't even think she called. Didn't she text him?
Texted 911 call or something like that. Didn't even call. And they could have called and went around and called the jail and called the captain to get to him.
When he was home, not asked when he was in Hendersonville.
Good point.
Chris
'Cause he
was
does
asked
like to
when he
use.
was home, not asked when he was in Hendersonville. That's a good point, Ash. Good
He's all
point.
about word salad. That's a really
He
good
is
point.
all about word. Yes. And when I realized he was all about the word salad was when he was first on Dutch's channel and he said passed, and then the question kind of came back to him and he said, "I didn't say who passed." I was like, "Oh, he likes to play with these words now." He knew what everyone meant, but he wants right there.
He's used to talking his way out of everything, it sounds like. And that's correct. Corrected in chat. She did not text him. Chris did. If I
Right.
remember right.
Yeah. What mother does not call the father of your child? Uh,
It sounded
Lisa?
like Chris handled almost everything.
When I did a back check on CP said he was listed as a Navy career counselor, and I found an email in CP's name that comes up under Miss B Socks, Mr. B Socks. Interesting, says most likely to be.
Bauer socks, but spelled differently.
Hmm.
Wonder if he uses it as an alias.
I don't know, but that's exactly the way it's spelled? Mr. B Socks. I'll look at. I think I've got a comprehensive background on him. I need to check. If that's so, I need to see if he's got anything. Yeah, not only they shut their, which we knew this last night, they shut their Facebook accounts down.
Which is sus AF.
Yeah.
Especially when it's
Right.
only basically already just posters of your missing child. Except for, well, for the mom.
Bubba Bauer Socks. Hey, Taz. Okay, let's continue with this.
Another question that I do have about this is when he supposedly did lie about this and say, oh, well, actually, I can't take the lie detector test or the polygraph, I'm sorry, because the TBI said I couldn't. Why is that? Why would they allow Katie to and Seth to, but not Chris?
Yeah, I think he's lying.
He's lying, yeah, because that makes no sense at all. Like, why would you be the only one that can't take it?
And what's interesting about the lie itself is that it's easily disproven. You just check.
Well,
You know,
Dave Mack was on the phone though with the TBI the morning that we discussed this, and the TBI wouldn't tell Dave anything. Dave
there it is.
He works for Crime Online, so because they were trying to confirm that because that's what we discussed on the show. Well, why can't he take it all of a sudden? So Dave's like, let me call the TBI. I'll get it directly from them, and they wouldn't tell him anything.
Yeah, and I think that's kind of the answer there. If they have open communications with Proudfoot, they're not going to want to sabotage that.
Right.
If there's no guilt behind this, there's no reason to lie. There's no reason to withhold information.
Exactly. If there's no guilt behind, that is such a powerful statement. If there is no guilt behind this, there's no reason to lie. We know that he has, in my opinion, lied of things that we can easily prove.
Multiple.
Right. So why, this is the question, why would innocent parents lie about something that is not needed? You just tell the story one time, it stays the same, and you're done. Right?
Yep.
So, you start out saying this, and then the next interview, you completely switch it up. And the next interview, it's a little bit of both.
They obviously did not. He might have been good with computers, but he wasn't aware of TikTok and YouTube and the reach.
The socks is on the other foot now.
We need one of those sound clips. Boom.
Boom. I have my thing. I just don't have it. I don't have my soundboard plugged in right now, or I would.
Like, boom. Right. Yes.
Boom,
Cheering him
chicken.
on.
Boom, mother chicken.
You'll hear me clapping in the background with my mic muted. Okay.
Yeah. Exactly. They had no idea their story would blow up. I mean, yeah, I totally believe that. I don't think they had any idea it was going to be this big. I think it's the
No.
same. I think it's the same with Don and Candace. They had no idea that little Ben Hill Road would be put on the map because of their shenanigans.
And thanks to Ben Hill, that's how we met in person.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. You're right.
A lot of us did, and it brought a lot of us together for
Mhm.
this purpose.
Absolutely.
And I honestly think somebody made up a good point. Sorry to interrupt.
No,
Is
please.
they were trying to preemptively, they're speculating on Faith's case. My thoughts is there's multiple different motives to say if it was for them. But my opinion is Sebastian was starting to speak for himself, get more comfortable with his teachers and his environment, which caused a liability.
Mhm. So, when we're kids and we become a teenager, that 13, 14, we're not at that we're not that little kid anymore. We're maturing, right? And 15 and 16, we're physically maturing, but it's also a mental, it's all we're blooming, so to speak, right, into the world. And I think Sebastian was tired of it, to be frank with you. I think
And
he was up to his wits
yep,
end with it. He didn't want to
yep.
go back home, to according to Seth. He didn't say why. Seth kept asking him, but he wouldn't say why. But he just didn't want to go back home. And I think Chris and Katie had it. I think he had it, and I think something went down.
Yeah. And also, what made me start to think of that was when you hear the dispatch, and it kind of affirmed it more than that, is every time he would get in trouble, they said on dispatch, he would run to White House High School.
He would what?
Run to White House High School.
You see, has that ever happened?
No
Because
idea.
Chris and Katie says he's never ran off.
Right. But when he's in trouble, he runs to the safe place, which would be his high school.
It would be, but again, I like Chris and Katie in their first interview, they said that they've said all along that Sebastian would never run off, number one. Number two, that he loves water, but he only loves like a pool. He is the type of kid that hates to get dirty. That was their first interview on Duchess. I listened to it today. If he was the first, or sorry, if he was the type of kid that did not like to get dirty, right? Why the hell is he walking out barefooted? Why the hell
It's
is he
not.
walking out barefooted?
And that's the thing with autism is it's very structured, very routine, very OCD like.
Mm-hmm.
So it's something that seems like, oh, I forgot my keys today and walked out the door, or I forgot my phone. To them, it's like they have to do certain steps in certain ways.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, it's a potential meltdown and it's very uncomfortable. You
Yes.
want to implode almost.
Bingo. And she said he would never get his hands dirty or anything like that. So I don't see him walking out in the end of February in Tennessee because
and
it's muddy as fuck.
I can see that because even my twins, they don't like to be dirty at all. They'll go out and play, but they're constantly washing their hands. It's almost like very OCD
Mm-hmm.
to an extent.
Mm-hmm.
And it's interesting when you have children on the spectrum and listening to them describe it.
Mm-hmm.
And I get
Right.
overly passionate about it. But somebody in the chat did say they emailed you the uncropped footage.
Chris said himself he's taken off when he would go out looking for Chris. Chris said
Under the
himself.
cars before. Right. They even said that in the dispatch, a car that he was known to hide under. So he was obviously a runner eloper, but I think it wasn't an eloper, a typical eloper. I think it was running from a traumatizing situation more so than like my twins. They see freedom, they're boom,
Right.
out. Just wanted to go. Him, I think he was doing it more for his fear based than a typical elope.
Mm-hmm.
That's just my opinion
Trying to get
because
away from it.
my twins are elopers. They are runners.
Mm-hmm.
Since they were 2, they could unlock anything and try to do.
Little
They keep me
Houdini.
on my toes. Yeah,
Right.
they're constantly trying to run and navigate, and it's just. I think he was running from the exactly Ramona. Because it's one thing to run and wander and investigate and look. It's another thing to run. Exactly, Sarah. And night, they seem to be extra sensitive at night too. Nighttime, they're not as keen to eloping as they would during the daytime.
Mm.
Fun fact: I called the cops on somebody, and the twins locked me and my daughter out of the apartment when we were talking to the cops once.
Really?
This is when they were 2. They were in their high chairs eating pizza, and this guy approached my daughter outside the apartments when she was taking our dog out. And he's like, "Oh, can I talk to your daughter?" And all of a sudden, we heard the deadbolt go click.
Uh-oh.
Their ingenuity is astonishing.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm trying to get to.
Yeah, they think differently.
And
I mean, look at Elon Musk.
exactly. And that's
Yeah.
where their
He has
minds,
autism.
right, Asperger's. And with them, their minds, I would compare to a doctor's mindset or an engineering mindset of their
Mhm.
potential. That's how hyper and high educating they are.
Mhm.
And
Yep.
yes, Ramona, mine do it, and they're twins, and they'll be 4 next month.
Mhm.
I've got a long run.
And there's no reason to be challenged.
So many.
Paul had asked a question recently, and we decided to do it on an X post on it. And he was talking about the word case, and Paul's a deep thinker, and he was correctly identifying distancing language. And it's difficult to explain in X amount of characters, posting like that. But what he was looking at was a greater context of my 15-year-old stepson is missing. So if you say, hey, what about your CPS case? Now, I may respond to and use that word case, but then what the expectation is, my priority is so severely front and center in my language. All I care about is Sebastian being found. I'm going to, it's like an overruling of whatever topic an interviewer was throwing at me, including the Child Protective Services. So that's where you get reflective language. The CPS case with my daughter has nothing to do with the Sebastian CPS case.
Right.
That sort of thing. You get the repetition, you get the easy reflective language, but then you wait for a second, and you have the expectation is back to Sebastian, back to why I'm here. This is an extraordinary context. A child is missing. A special needs child is missing. A special needs child has been missing for weeks. So it grows in magnitude. And that's not what we saw there. And then another thing that they reported reliably, which actually bothered me, was their insistence and consistency in he went out the door, and whatever wording they used about going out the door.
Walked out the door.
Yeah.
Walked out the door, a specific door as well. A specific door. A specific door, not a window, not a, a specific door.
How do you know?
Mhm.
How do
So
you
they
know?
have a need to explain why they know without using the word why, and the door was locked.
Mhm.
Okay. How do you know he wasn't coerced? How do you know he wasn't taken? And so then you listen more to their discussion, and you can see, even in the first video, this is coordinated language. This is obviously he's the dominant one. He wasn't there. He's the dominant one, and she looked like the kind of like the hostage.
Yeah, Chris tells most of the story about how everything happened when he wasn't there. But he talks like he was, right? He's the one telling the main story, in my opinion, because he doesn't want her to slip. You hear the specific coughing. You see him like on Nancy Grace, they are so close to each other, like
I wish
rubbing.
we could see underneath the tables and their body language all together,
Yeah. Yeah.
not
I
just
mean,
their hands too.
it's very apparent. But when he coughed on Olivia's, it's clear as day to me.
She stumbled like she was running and tripping over herself. She tripped over her words.
She started doing this, and that's a
Counting.
memory thing. And
You
also
did
in
this.
yes, and also in that what is it? She Oh, no, she's telling about the day before, and she looks at Chris, and Chris puts his eyes open like, yeah, yeah, like you were there. Yeah, like he was there.
For affirmation.
He was trying to recall it in
Yep.
his brain. It's very clear.
Yeah.
There under his domination. By the way, that's what I think.
Yeah.
I think he wasn't ready for Nancy Grace's forcefulness.
Absolutely not. Absolutely. And that's why
He walked into the lion's
he
den.
said he couldn't go on a second time. You
Well-
know that the second time I was on, they originally asked Chris and Katie to come on. And of course, law enforcement says we can't. Sorry.
No, he walked himself into a trap right there. He said, she did not ask us. They didn't contact us. And that's when Nancy bit back and said, oh, yes, we did. You did not respond.
Yeah.
And he walked right into that trap. And thank God he did, because we all love ourselves some Nancy.
And Nancy was firm on that, but in my opinion, she really wasn't biting back.
She was using her court skills.
Yeah, she was just trying to get the information in that, and then she'll make the assessment later, which was very smart. She was firm, but she didn't appear, in my opinion, threatening in any way. It was just to get your story.
And he looked like a scared little puppy with his tail between his legs.
They looked like they'd seen a ghost. They were like the whole time.
How would you act if you saw Nancy?
Oh my God, I want to do a parody of her so bad. I am such a Nancy Grace fan.
I could be Chris. You could be Nancy.
Yeah. Like I'm thinking about emailing her, see if she'll let me do it. I would ask her permission to do it, but I so want to do a Nancy Grace. I want to get the blonde wig and do the Nancy Grace.
I love
I
that.
am dying to do a Nancy Grace thing. I would just love it because yeah.
What are you talking about? No, they didn't. They literally didn't say that at all. Seth jumped on right away.
Yeah.
Literally, never said that.
And he's fabricating reality, so I'm more concerned because that puts him in a level of deception that is dangerous.
Right.
I think,
and days before, he's on with Fox and Friends. So what? All of a sudden, 3 days later, they're like, nope, no more. No, he's scared crapless of Nancy. I'm sorry, he is. He doesn't like that she puts him on the spot and that she's caught him in so many conflicting statements that she calls out on the next show. So
What's so funny?
She goes, he's scared crapless of Nancy.
Yeah.
He's quite intimidated of a dominant woman.
Yeah.
I can tell that. And I think that's why he took his approach the way he did, like with Smiley, because she is such a dominant woman. She's a strong-willed female, and she says what she says, and she means what she says.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's why he gets so strong at saying and emphasizes he's brash,
Mm-hmm.
is
Yeah.
because he wants to set that plateau of respect
Mm-hmm.
without worrying you're going to lose the interview, and also taking control of the interview too. It's a psychologically a manipulation way of taking control of the conversation,
Oh,
in my
this is
opinion.
interesting. This is interesting. Thank you for sending me that. I'll pop this up in just a second. We'll listen to this, and I'm gonna pop this up. Just give me 1 second.
Yeah,
That's very interesting.
he is obsessed with people respecting him, but I think it's a controlling factor of controlling the conversation, the scenario, and his bubble.
Mm-hmm.
He knows, in my opinion, that he goes on there again, he starts talking out of his butt. Everyone's going to call this out because that's what's been going on for the last month and a half.
I don't think he has a real favorable disposition towards strong women.
You absolutely nailed it. Absolutely.
Yeah.
You can tell with Katie's timidness and her rocking back and forth and her looking at him for approval. And it's super sad. It's super sad.
And I take that, that's a small context, him and small women. And Sebastian wasn't a small woman, but he was a young boy. And he may have mentally not been 15. And I know there's some differences regarding that.
Yeah.
And he was allegedly sexually abused. And I can say that because it's something that's out there now.
Mm-hmm.
Given the nature of resentment towards strong women, it may be a resentment of any type of perceived weakness. And I think he may have ridiculed Sebastian's masculinity.
Oh.
Same vein.
That's a good point. That's a good point. I think, Sebastian, probably wasn't as manly as Chris would have hoped. You know what I'm saying? Like Chris wants, a boy to be, spitting and, chewing. And if that's who Sebastian was, that's fine. But Sebastian is who Sebastian is. You are who you are. And that's that. And that is such a genius thing Peter just said there. Absolutely.
After seeing that video clip of him with Melissa, it makes it even more logical as well. Because he didn't sound like very manly.
Right. Right. I mean, he's the boy, and he's hypo maleism, right? That's who Chris is, or he portrays himself to be. And I think if you're not similar to him, then you're just not male enough or whatever.
Can't sit at the cool kids table.
Yeah. I'm looking for that photo of his arm. I have it here somewhere. The bite.
Yeah, but the original one?
Well, just the bite in general.
I can send it over real quick.
If you have it, that would be good. Okay. Because I'm getting ready to show y'all something very interesting.
And you can you get this sense, and we've discussed this offline, that Sebastian may have been a point of contention in their marriage. Sebastian, like you said, he's 15, he's autistic, he has special needs, and that requires a lot of attention. And these kids don't react the same way to certain things a regular 15-year-old would react. And so I think this goes back to Katie, let's say the night that Sebastian disappeared, being on the phone with her husband for hours. I mean, that in itself was like, wait, what? I love my husband dearly, but when he travels for work, it's kind of like, hey, you good? A text, unless we're in the middle of a very serious argument, discussion, something that needs to be, so it's just like, what? That can't be a normal occurrence where you're falling asleep on the phone with your husband who travels there. It's just, it's very strange, very strange. So I speculated they were having an argument or discussion, possibly about Sebastian.
Well, I'll take that even a step further. I agree with you, and here's why. It entered the language while the 15-year-old was missing. So when this is a whole new context. It's not, it's not common everyday occurrence. It is in talking about the 15-year-old that's missing, who's vulnerable. I don't know how he's eating. I don't know how he's surviving. I don't know if he's warm. I saw the temperatures were cold. I don't know any of those things, which should be inflaming my maternal instinct. Yeah. So when a conversation enters a statement or an interview, it's always important. In fact, I think it's the key to this case.
I mean, just like going a bit off topic here, I, as a mother myself, I get it. You have to eat. The fact that they dine out, like and I'm not saying, oh yes, dining out makes you guilty. You have something to do with your son's disappearance because you're at a restaurant. Listen, I'm a reasonable person. I physically do not think I would be able to do that, knowing my child could be out there. And excuse me if I look like a cartoon, an emotional cartoon, because it irks me to my core that you can sit at a restaurant, have a discussion with your spouse. It irks me that you can leave town. Your child, if they come home and you're not there, I will stay in that house that my child knows for 30 years, hoping he comes home. This is completely abnormal and it's just unacceptable. And again, I'm not implicating guilt, okay? I'm just implicating the fact that, do you not care? Do you know what happened to him? Do you know that he's eating? Do you know that he's not hungry? All of this would allude to the fact that they do, based on their behavior. And the attacking of each other, the attacking of Katie with Seth. Oh, I can't believe he would put this information out there. That's what you're worried about right now? Literally, that's what you're worried about? That's a very strange thing to write a long Facebook post about. Like, what irks you about your ex airing dirty laundry. I get it. You don't want that out there. But man, write a long paragraph about your son that's missing.
Yeah. Lauren, I'm almost fully convinced that what took place allegedly years ago crept into the language of concern, but was part of the reason that there was what I believe to be great contention between stepfather and Sebastian. I think that someone asked a really simple question in one of the interviews, and there's too many interviews for me to keep track of, but one of them,
same here.
Someone said, hey, when did you first get with Katie? And he was offended and he didn't want to answer it. And so he avoided giving any dating, but he said, I've been in Sebastian's life for more than half of his life. That was his answer. And I thought to myself, why is that so sensitive to him? Why, he's 15, and I'm going to go back to when he was a younger boy in the big context of while he's missing.
Exactly. Hold on, let me finish that thought.
I know this date here is important to this guy while Sebastian is missing. And so when I was first told,
I think the reason that he doesn't want to do that is because, in my opinion, Chris and Katie were together before Seth and them were broke up officially. So the top here
Or
is
Faith was even born.
Chris's arms right here. If you got a better picture, you can text it to me to the 307 number. And this is a dog scratch, a typical dog scratch, right? And this is a dog bite. This is a human bite. Now, remember, Sebastian had a very distinctive, which we all have a distinctive bite, right? We all have a distinctive bite. You are a pearl. I think there's a better picture of the bite out there, but let me see if I can put so we can see it better. Sometimes we can see it better through. Oops.
I have the color shades of those too, but I didn't know if you wanted it.
No, you're good. Why would a dog bite him? Well, we're comparing it dog bites to human bites, even though he says the dog scratched him. And this was 8 or 10 days old. His arms were at this point.
Yeah, Chuck said 10. And I, last night on the live.
Sorry. They are human bites on his arm, in my opinion. Thank you, Michelle. Thank you so much, my dear. I appreciate it. Thank you. And we do know that based upon previous legal written statements, Sebastian did bite himself at times as well, right? So you never know. You never know, right? Why wouldn't he wear long sleeves? I don't know. Can't tell you.
About that. I believed it. It was reliably reported, and it came as, if it did indeed come, but if it did, it came as a matter of neglect when he was left alone and molested.
Oh, let me show this.
And I can see.
I did see this. Someone sent me this just now. Oh, sorry, I was muted. Sorry. There's a better picture of the bites right there. Up in the top left. Yeah, Morkies, I mean they're tiny. So yeah, I would like to maybe find someone who knows more about, bites, and maybe like a dentist or something. That's as big as I can. Well, hold on, I can probably do it like this. 1 second. Here, I'll do it like this. I can make it bigger. All right, look at this. There we go. Hmm.
See, I was thinking the other side could potentially have been the bite marks too, because they're more circular.
Um,
That was just my thought, because I get bit by the twins all the time.
I was listening to Duchess interview today because I hadn't even listened to the first one that she did. I didn't listen to it. Yeah, perhaps Jude. Yeah.
Actually, I'll send you a picture really quick. I took a
Uh-huh.
picture of one of my twins biting my arms. Why you do that?
Okay.
Because of the shape. You know what I mean?
Right. Okay. Um, what was it? Oh, you remember how we heard that allegedly Chris did not, and we haven't seen a picture of just Chris and Sebastian either, but how Chris allegedly didn't want to take a picture with Sebastian because of how goofy. Remember that? That broke my heart. That broke my heart. But the first interview with Duchess, Chris says that Sebastian has just the goofiest smile and the goofiest grin. And I thought, oh, I believe it now. I believe that now.
Yeah, they did. They didn't say it in a nice way, or even a proud way.
Well, I mean, you have him actually saying that, and then you have that being alleged, and then you have, I don't see a picture with just him, the two. There might
Nope.
be
See
some
him
out
with
there.
Katie. See Katie with him. None of the two.
No, I've seen Katie with pictures with him.
Yeah, but I haven't seen Chris with Sebastian.
Right, that's what I mean. Yeah, yeah. Hmm. I think Seth's polygraph is to what is today? Thursday?
It is today.
Yeah, it's today. Yeah, it is today. Yeah. I just think it's kind of interesting right there. And Morky doesn't have a big enough mouth for that now. But he says it's a scratch regardless. I know we're talking about bites, but Chris alleges that his Morkies, he was playing around, roughhousing with them. I guess he was roughhousing with them after Sebastian, you know, went missing. He was playing with the dogs out in the floor. So there's that.
He's someone who absolutely has some real mental health issues right out front. He's married 5 times. He gives out marital advice.
Yeah.
Him
And I
ridiculing
Sorry.
Sebastian's
Today's
masculinity.
Wednesday.
I do believe that he,
tomorrow.
from what Nina Gomez said, his ex, I believe there was allegations that he did get with Katie while he was still married to Nina. But again, like you just said, a child is missing. A child is in distress here. Who gives a crap about your reputation right now? And that is all Chris Proudfoot seems to be concerned with, is his reputation and keeping his personal life story straight.
To the point of that, the language matches.
Hmm.
It's his priority. You can simply count the number of words he dedicates to himself versus the number of words he dedicates to Sebastian.
Bingo. You're always going, he's talking about what is most important to him, and it's himself. I've been vetted, I've been cleared, right? I've been this, I've been that. I wasn't there. I got the call.
You can, you can also compare the number of words that he uses to denigrate or subtly blame Sebastian. So beneath this whole thing, there's some
Yes, which that is one of the most bizarre things, hey bees, to me in this is just the, you know, talking about what he perceives as Sebastian's shortcomings. You know, to me, that's like placing blame on Sebastian is what I feel like he's doing. But because you just normally, yeah, yeah, Beth, I know, I know, I know.
I was waiting for that.
Um, so, you know, you just never hear of a parent or someone that loves someone that is missing talk about their downfalls or what they perceive as their downfalls, or someone who's passed away. You know, you just you just don't say those things.
I sent you the picture you might be interested in. It was a bite from like a month and a half, 2 months ago on my forearm, almost the same spot.
Oh wow, okay, yeah, I'll pop that up. Let me play this real quick.
very serious guilt, and they share in it. Some people believe they killed him, and this is where I'm going with this. So they committed to, he went out the door, and it could be a subtle way of blaming, or they could actually know that being true, and if so, it's producing in them distancing language and signals of withholding information that is critical to the case. That means I'm making an effort to keep back about it.
Okay, I'm going to show you what guidance just sent me of her toddler biting her. How old is, you mind me asking how old your toddler is? She's busy. So this is her toddler biting, and this was obviously fresh. Justin, please check your email from Kaylee, please. Okay. Okay, gotcha.
I'm more thinking of like the shape. You see how it's curved?
Yes.
That's why I think it's the other arm that was bruised.
Oh, I got some.
No, it didn't get to bruising just yet because I got bit because I was trying to have him blow his nose.
He did not want the nose blue, did he?
No.
That's very interesting. How old is he? Do you mind me asking?
They'll be 4 on May.
Yeah. He's got some good chompers.
They both do.
Oh, God bless him. Okay. All right. Let me play this. I just got some interesting things in here.
And so everyone's kind of asking, well, if he went out the door, A, how do you know that? How do you come to such a conclusion so quickly? And they weren't budging from that.
Justin?
And then you say, what caused him?
Just a little bit above, Tracy Dickinson wrote, she's a dental office manager, and those are not dog bite marks. Those are from a human.
Yeah.
Just
I
thought
agree.
that would be beneficial if somebody was in the dentistry
Yes.
profession that commented in chat about it. Sorry.
That's interesting. I know a guy who makes dentures, and I thought about sending him to him, being like, "What do you think about this?" You know, because that's all they do all day is look at mouth molds too. You know.
You got me thinking now.
To go out that door. And the more they have spoken, and as I'm trying to understand the intensity of the guilt in the language, the more I think he was put out against his will as a form of punishment, which, with the intensity of the stepfather's language, that was on that phone call.
I'm in
That-
agreement with you. Especially because I feel like there's a time, or there are times, when somebody tells 60% of the truth just to get their story straight. And Katie did say, oh, well, I heard a bang from his room around 10 p.m. or so. And I shouted to him, you better be in bed, buddy, or whatever. Well, that kind of indicated to me something was going on there. You feel the need to
Yes.
say that just to get it out there and be halfway truthful. I believe you went into that room. You caught him doing something while you're on the phone with Chris. And Chris says, that's it. That's it. That's, whatever. And she does this. Maybe let's say she does allegedly put him outside. She stays on the phone with Chris. Maybe Sebastian's banging on the door. Maybe he's crying and she's saying, what do I do? And he's saying, keep him out there. Keep him out there. And then an hour goes by. She's still on the phone with him. He's still out there. And Chris says, okay, just go to bed. He'll learn a lesson. He'll sleep in the garage. He'll sleep outside. That'll teach him.
And you're correctly identifying that it came into his language.
Okay, I've got this thing someone just sent me. Now, I've seen this video. I don't understand the video, but okay, here's where the camera is. From what this person sent me, this is where the camera is, right? Right, and this is the Proudfoots. Oh, I know where this home is now. Oh.
Is that the house that was going into the neighborhood?
Yes. Got the camera on the side. Yep. Now, where is what I'm not understanding? And this was supposed to be in the common area, right? That's what.
Right.
But what I don't understand is how is that a trash truck?
That's what I was questioning last night. Between the two houses would be physically where you'd be seeing it, or that little dirt road right there through.
Yeah. Wouldn't make lights change directions. Right. Chris allowing something like that to happen outside of this home just because. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pull it up on Google Earth before this live is over. And that way, and I've got the footage here as well. It's a little bit unclear. I have a better footage than this somewhere. Okay.
Sorry, it's my house.
That's okay. Don't apologize. Why is it not playing now? What is that?
It looks like a truck.
Oh, yeah.
There's
That is
multiple cars.
Yeah, that is a truck.
And that's the trash bins to the left.
Yeah, trash bins. So if it's trash day, why isn't there trash out?
Could have this been the house that was out on vacation?
I don't know.
And the white truck. Wouldn't that be the cop's house? That might be it. Uh-oh.
I don't know. See, I'm wondering about this right up here.
That's a direct shot straight to their house. The house in front of it or the house or their
Yeah.
house.
Let
I'm
me.
thinking that's the cop's house because of the white truck. Remember the dispatch?
What did the dispatch say again? Can you refresh me?
That's the cop's house with the white truck. I'm searching with them right now.
Searching with them. Oh, gotcha. I don't know. This is the video Nick used or not. I couldn't tell you.
They only mentioned
What's Chris's address again?
1008 Stafford Court.
I always forget it. There we go. Okay. I'll show you the house on Google Earth here. Let's look from
We'd have also, they're very descriptive on what house. Hold on. One of the neighbors stated she saw Seb on camera and he seemed happy and went to the garage but never saw him on the camera again. Yeah, that was earlier in the afternoon, I
So
think.
this is the house. Right, this is the house. Making sure.
Zoom out a little bit more. Yeah, I think so. Because the above that is their house.
Yep, that's it. I was just double checking. Yep. Okay. This is the Proudfoots. Right. Now I want to show you, which I showed you guys this the other day, but they have cameras right
Can you
there.
zoom out a little bit on that? Is that a cop car right there?
No. Here, let me make it big.
See, we have cop cars like that here. That's why I asked. Trying to look into it.
Oh, really? But you see,
Yeah.
they have to go out of this road right here. They would have had to go out this road. Now, this is, which way is this thing? Right here.
They're both facing.
Is that a camera?
That looks like floodlight. So
Yeah,
that camera on the left that you just referenced is the camera in question.
Yeah. Yeah. Now let's see which way.
Because go right in where the boat is, if you can. Right where the boat connects. That's where they'd line up the trash bins and the recycles instead of they have the boat up there right now. Right? Unless they go down a little bit more.
This is the Proudfoot home.
Okay.
Okay.
Can you turn and look back at that house?
Huh?
Can you turn around and look back at that house?
It's kind of curved. It goes straight back. Trying to see. You know, I'm wondering. If. Do you think it's possible? I mean, this would be very brazen to do, but do you think it's possible that they could have? I think Katie, either, in my opinion, took him out that morning when she went looking, or sometime during the night, I mean, could they have
I thought
this is
that too, where summer.
this is the common area. Could they have taken him? No, I don't know. Never mind.
That's why I was wondering if you could sneak back up to the house close enough, but not all the way to see the angle on the other end.
What do you mean the other end?
Like coming
What do
from
you
the Proudfoot's home after that turns, after it curves, then zoom in.
tell me when to stop?
Away from Proudfoot.
Oh, yeah, that's okay. Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Yeah, right there. No, yep. I just wanted to examine the house. Nope. The house with the camera.
Oh, the house with
This
the
is
camera.
2023 Google. There's that one camera, which would directly take it to that angle. Can you span across the house? No, the house.
This house?
Yeah. Because I think
Is there any in the backyard?
that's what I'm
Yep,
wondering. That looks like one right there.
there's a camera.
Multiple boats.
That's a camera. That's a camera. That's a camera. This is the Proudfoot home right here.
So if we were to take a picture of this, back up and take a picture of it
Uh-huh.
and overlay it with transparency, I wonder if that would work.
I don't know. It's so dark. Hold on, let me look at this. Let me look at this video again.
Like snipping it in transparency, putting it over.
Okay, black truck. Yep, that's the home because they got a black truck in the.
And the boat's connected. So those lights, those floodlights that we are seeing, is that house on the corner that separates, I think.
It is 100% this camera on the corner.
Yep.
Why
You
are
can see
people?
the boat hooked up to the black truck just in the corner there too.
Okay, here is. It's from this, literally on the corner. Remember, Chris, or sorry, not Chris. The what's his name? What's the anchor's name?
Nick.
Thank you, Kels. Appreciate it, my friend. He is saying that it was from the common area, which is interesting. This is from the common area.
Which
I
would
mean,
make sense.
I'm telling you,
And that's why I was thinking if it's in that direction, how could a garbage truck fit there? That's what I was playing out
right,
in my head yesterday, but
right,
I'm not so eloquent with my words.
right. So, I mean, if it's right here, I mean, where's the garbage truck here? Where's the garbage truck? You know what I mean? Like, or is, I mean, is I mean, there could be some lights here, but I mean, why the hell are they
I-
moving? Why are
I
they
think
moving?
the
Something.
large floodlights is that garage door entrance or their front door.
Okay,
But
so
the
this is
lights
my thing.
moving is
Look at.
that wooden path. That's what I think.
Okay, look at this. This is fixated, right? This is fixated, right? It doesn't move. It's fixed to a wall. Now, something around here in
Can you
this,
back up one step from right there? Can you just hit the back? No, nope. Like move the street just a little bit. You know what I mean? Yep. Okay, now look, because you're closer, more in the eyesight
Yeah.
of the camera.
is going, I mean, what is it that's moving? Something had to be moving for those lights to move.
Yeah, because the common area only has like a private passageway through it, looks like. There's no garbage truck in that area. Last time I checked, garbage trucks didn't go off-roading.
I mean, yeah,
So
and I
this
mean,
has the boat matches, the colors of the trucks match, how many cars they're matching,
hold on, I'm gonna do this.
angles matching.
I'm gonna. Just gonna try something here. I know what I can do. Okay.
Yeah, we saw Eve's video too.
It's Hendersonville.
1008 Stafford Court.
Yeah.
Maybe yards.
346 feet, 115 yards to the middle of the. You know, the like I said, this has always bothered me. I mean, maybe Seth can talk more about it, but you see, the thing is, two things are clearly moving. How is something moving? Either we're not understanding something, or they just didn't want that video out, in my opinion.
They don't want it out 100%. And I still stand by that. We just don't want to say, Seth, but.
Yeah, I don't want it. Something.
But that's a dead shot. The same angle. Oh, hold on. Hold on. Can you go to that other house across the street from there?
Which house?
The one that has all the garbage bins in front of it. Over to that one, right in the middle of that house and that house. The line goes over the one with the gazebo.
Hold on. I have to. Gazebo.
Up, right there, on the corner.
Right here?
Yep.
Uh-huh.
Can we look at? Can we take a glance at that house real quick?
Yeah. I want a gazebo. So random.
Can you wrap around and see the front?
Thank you so much, Cassie. Police can lie to protect the case, just like the dispatch call. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yep.
Absolutely. Y'all, please hit the thumbs up button. Greatly appreciate it.
No, the other way.
Oh, the other way. Hold on. Let me just see if there's
Yeah.
anything. Oh,
If
that's
you're
a
looking for
building.
cameras.
That's got a
There's
camera.
floodlights.
That's a
There's
camera.
camera.
That's a definitely a camera. Now that's a
Yep.
floodlight, but that's a damn camera.
Now I'm curious on the other side. But also the garbage bins. You see what I mean?
No,
But it wouldn't match. It
no,
wouldn't be facing their house.
I just
That
compared the
house is it.
I just compared the trucks. This is definitely what 1,000% that house.
Yep,
1,000%.
it is.
I don't say that very often, but that is 1,000% that house.
Yep, it is. Because I was just looking at like the differences. Is that another camera up there? Oh, those are the ends of the eavesdrops. Ooh, what's that?
That's a
Yep.
camera.
Yep. So they've got that eyesight too, not just the one off the garage, technically.
They've got to have a camera in the back.
Oh, of course they do. And somebody made a
These
good
look like
point.
what's that?
Gazebos like that typically have cameras too.
Gazebos?
Yeah. I have a friend
That's
with a
that's what
gazebo here and she's got cameras in hers.
Ring doorbell. I don't see any other. Floodlight. Okay. It's not a camera. But this is definitely this house right here. No.
Yep. I'm just trying to get the viewpoints. Thank you.
You're welcome. Hmm.
Which all of those trees, somebody made a good point. There would be a lot less vegetation. So the big trees
Oh,
would,
great point. Thank you. That's going to be it. That's it. Yes.
except for some of the larger, fluffier trees, which is what you'd be seeing.
I wish I knew how to go to the different dates if they've had any other pictures taken, but I don't know how to do it. I'd like to see it on the running. Yeah, you would be able to see. This is February. I forgot.
And it was 25 degrees out.
Yeah.
It would have been a clear shot. Right. And those are what we're seeing, the foliage of the movement of those trees that have any foliage still. Ooh,
I don't know if that's a camera or not, but
that looks like it. Doesn't look like an eavesdrop runoff.
this is their home.
Is
The gutter, I think.
That's what I was trying to see.
Chris and Katie had freaking cameras. Because once on the first interview, they asked him, "Do you have cameras?" And said, "That's something we can't speak about."
Which makes me think of like a law enforcement question. That's a yes.
Absolutely. Something's wrong here, I'm telling you.
Whoa, back up just a smidge. When you get the date.
2023.
What's that? Okay. I thought I saw a 4 there. I was like, what?
I think that's a 2023.
I thought I saw a 4 there for a second. That's why.
It's so blurry I can't see. Maybe it is a 4. I can't. How long have they lived in this home? Does anyone know?
Since February of 2022.
Okay. They got one light on during the daytime and one burn out, I think. That's interesting. That's off, or that's on during the day. Chris said, Katie said, we only have just the little lights outside, the little, what kind of lights did she say?
The garden
Mm-hmm.
lights, the sunlights.
Yeah. And Chris is like, oh, no. We keep the lights on outside. We keep the lights on outside. She's like, oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, you're right. You're right. If you watch the dark video, look at the right side of the garage doors and you can see trees moving because it's windy.
Right, that's what I was talking about, the foliage.
What direction did C give for how the dogs followed the scent? I don't know.
Would have been the same way we saw the lights. Somebody said in chat earlier. Which would have cut straight across from the back right there. And then over the cut is where the construction is.
Where's that pond at?
Go back to sky view.
Yeah.
See, you got 2 squirrels on panel right now.
This thing keeps us up at night.
It sure does. Is that it right there?
Where?
Up. Right there.
Is that it?
Possibly.
No, that's not it. I don't think.
Or right there. They're just retention ponds for runoff.
There's the school. Is that it?
That could be one of them.
Yeah.
Yes, we were just talking about that twin mom gypsy life of possibly being able to do an overlay over it.
Does anyone know where the attention pond is? Also Pond West Cemetery.
Yeah, there's 2 separate ponds, one near the construction and one by this
Well, see, I don't know if this is a retention
Yes,
pond.
Brenda. Justin showed that video already in a previous live.
Oh,
Pebbles says right there. Right where, Pebbles? Lead the way. She guides me during most of the days. There's the baseball stadium. That's all of the athletic fields. So we go back to the construction. That one.
if
And
you're
then the
100%
one by the
sure.
construct. Go back up. You mean down, Pebbles? I'm thinking those could be the 2. That one triangular one and the other one that is more. Because you know, here in Florida, we love our Justin. Yes. She just said yes to wherever you were. The green one, Pebbles.
Is that a pond?
Ooh, yep.
That looks like
It
a
sure
pond.
is.
There we go. So this
So those
is
are the two. There's the first one that they ran
okay.
the scent to, I
So
bet.
so look here. So here is the house, right? Right. Here's the house, and this is the retention pond. Damn, there's nowhere to see that retention pond other than. Are you sure that's the retention pond, people?
They're all saying yes, yes, yes.
Okay. Let's see. Road here. Not a chance. Not a chance.
Oh, there might be one right there. Ah, excavators.
This is where they're building.
Yeah.
Hmm. Interesting. So this is trying to see if I can.
Primrose. She goes, they go, Nancy Grace should have
Something's
had
on
y'all
fire
pull this
here.
stuff up when they were on show.
What's that?
Primrose said Nancy Grace should have had y'all up putting this stuff up when they were on their show.
Yeah. Okay, so here's the entrance. Is it this one? Or is it the next one? I think it's. No, I want to go this way. Yeah, it's this one. I'm pretty
To
sure.
see the cross view. Yeah, that's Colin.
Yeah. Okay. So this is the house with the thing. Right here. That's very interesting. Chris said that the pond was across the street from the house. Well, when he says across, I mean, I thought it was next to a road, from what I remember
I just
seeing.
heard construction. The pond leading to the construction.
Actually, I think I might have it here. I think Nick Barris pointed it out.
Our preference here at F&N Bank.
1 second. Make it bigger. And remember that the trees and bushes may not have blossomed. Oh, they definitely weren't. Not in Tennessee. Not in February. No ma'am, no ham, no turkey. Mm-mm.
Oh, thank you, Michelle. I muted myself.
Shift in the case of Sebastian. Nick Barris shares the latest details.
The fact now has the ability of foul play.
I'm pretty sure it's on this one.
Consider 7 days of intense searching from the ground and air. Hundreds of officers and citizens, bloodhounds, and nothing. No security video of the teen and no trace of Sebastian.
We're used to producing, and this is one of those cases.
Let me answer to this. Is there someone in that area that can go down there at night and video or capture a pic that direction to compare lighting? I'm
If
sure
we
there
would have
is.
done this last night, we could have asked Lisa.
Yeah, but also, the problem is we don't have it during the winter. Did it rain that Monday? Chris cannot work in the rain. Well, I don't think he was at work.
Is it that we haven't been able to produce yet?
No one is giving up. Sebastian could still be alive somewhere, alone, hurt, lost, or trapped.
Thank you for
The
that,
search effort
Allie,
will continue,
Cassie.
We're scaling
Kathy.
it back a little bit.
What exactly does that mean? Well, sources close to the case confirm authorities are now considering foul play and that this missing teen case could become a criminal investigation. Sebastian's mother and stepfather broke their silence, talking about how he disappeared from their home overnight a week ago Sunday. The two spoke on a YouTube podcast called Missing Tennessee with Duchess.
And when I went to wake him up for school, he wasn't here.
Between the hours of 12 and 6, he has basically vanished.
Basically, when someone says basically, and they use that, it is notorious is that they are leaving a big chunk out. Big chunk, that's huge. That is huge. Word analysis will tell you that when they say basically, yes, qualifier, yes, there we go. Let me find this. Now, why is it not playing? Damn it! Why is it not playing?
Okay, so really quick before it does play, Pebbles says it was in between the houses and the football field, so that deeper vegetation won.
I want to see that pond because it's on here. It's at the very end, I'm pretty sure.
Well, even naked divers, they checked 2 of them out. And the interview with Seth that they did, they released the phone call. He says where they're at. The phone call they released, was it yesterday or the day before? He says exactly where it's at in that phone call.
Yeah, but I wanted to see a picture of it because it was a really good picture. It's a really good picture. I'm going to find that and we'll continue to play this for a second.
To Brian Trasher joining us, Vice President of the
There's something I want to show
Cajun
you this here.
Navy, who has joined the search. Brian, thank you for being with us. Who asked you to join the search?
Wait, that wasn't it.
You know yet?
No, not yet.
Maybe it's right here. There was something I thought was very interesting.
Code.
Yes, ma'am.
Question. I'm just trying to figure out how he would have gotten out, or if somebody came to the home. Could they have
got
gotten
another email
with him running, or
Let me find this.
yes, ma'am.
Kaylee said she emailed you the pond searches.
Okay, thank you.
Was?
I do not know.
Thank you.
If he were to go out his
runoff before.
And Mr. Profit, when did you leave town?
Early February.
So you had been gone for days before he went missing. Is that correct?
Listen to this.
Correct, ma'am.
Weeks.
Have you visited home since?
She's like, he's like, correct, ma'am. Weeks. She overtalks him. Right? Now watch this.
You left?
You said from when I initially left?
Yes.
He's stumbling.
Yes, ma'am. I came home February 26th, the morning I was told that he was missing.
I came home February 26th, the morning. Oh, morning. Okay. You said you was missing. In my opinion, he just said, I was there the morning he was missing. Boom. Look at them. Look at those two. Look at these two.
From the time that you left for the job in Memphis to February 26th, did you visit the home?
Yes, ma'am.
When?
Listen.
I was home. I can't give exact dates.
Look at him. He was started to answer it. He's very uncomfortable. I was home. I can't give exact dates. I was home. I can't give exact dates. Why? Why can't you say you was home 3 weeks? 1 week prior.
I think that has to do a lot with that DCF. I have to agree with a lot of people that speculate on that. The more I think about it.
Oh, absolutely.
Amy.
Law enforcement has told me not to provide exact dates.
They would never tell you that. Because it would have nothing to do with your son going missing, your stepson going missing. It has nothing to do with it.
But I had been home multiple times prior to February.
Prior to February.
And then I left early February and then didn't come back till February 26th, the morning he was missing.
And then I didn't come back till February, hold on.
I left early February and then didn't come back till February 26th, the morning he was missing.
And didn't come back till February 26th, the morning he was missing.
He came after everybody, didn't he?
Yeah, he says he did.
Okay, Don Wells.
But he just told us there. I didn't come back till February 26th, the morning he was missing. You didn't come back till 1 p.m. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Remember, he had to wait for someone to come and relieve him from work. Yeah, Seth said he wasn't there when he got there. Mm-hmm. He's just absolutely telling on himself. What's she doing? She looks nervous. They look like.
So you were not home from the time you left early February till Feb 26. Is that right?
Correct, ma'am.
Now, why would a man not come and visit his house that I'm sure is a significant payment, significant mortgage, and as controlling, in my opinion, as he is, and as obviously as on his 5th marriage, something is obviously off with this man, in my opinion. So you're not going to visit your house all month? Well, in my opinion, you're not going to visit your house unless you're not allowed to be there. Unless Chris was sneaking there, and I believe, in my opinion, he was sneaking there. I believe his car was never shown up there if the DHS thing was going on, which was, remember, the end of January. It started. I believe he was picked up probably, and he went home. He was picked up to go home. And, you know, Sebastian probably knew he wasn't supposed to be home. Maybe got mouthy with Chris. I'm going to tell on you, or Chris just got so mad that he wasn't allowed to be in his own home. You know, he's manly. And something happened. He got mad. He snapped. Yeah, we'll take some calls. Sure, of course. You can call or text into that number. We certainly will. Let me put this right here. Oh, let me make sure my phone's on. There we go. The line is on. Question just would be in the back seat of Katie's truck in the garage. No. Nope. If someone just passes and they're not, and it's not within 24 hours, the cadaver's not going to pick it up. What's shaking, bacon? Oh, hold on. Hold on. Hello.
Hey, Sandy Graham.
How are you, dear?
I'm doing good. I just want to theory, in my opinion, allegedly. I wonder if maybe the 3 hour phone thing, rather than them talking 3 hours, if they called one another and Chris left his phone in the RV, got in his truck, went home, disposed of Sebastian, and it would make it look like he and Katie were talking for 3 hours. That would give him an alibi.
That's possible.
Because if they try to ping the phone, it would show he's in Memphis.
Yep. That's possible.
I think that, and it worries me that they haven't checked where he worked before, because if there's nobody there at night and he has keys to get in, he could have taken Sebastian there and put him in concrete. I hope not, but that's just a theory.
Right. Anything is possible. You know, we just have no idea at this point.
Right, and it's so sad. It's just so sad. My friends and I went and helped search. It wasn't like a big search party. We just went on our own and searched some places.
Mm-hmm.
And when we rode by the Proudfoot's home, they were not there. And this was day before yesterday. They weren't there day before yesterday.
Yeah.
Katie's white truck was there, but a white van was there, but the rest of the vehicles weren't there.
Yeah, they've been 3.5 hours away in Mississippi.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
Yeah. So,
okay, Justin. Thanks for letting me call in, sweetie.
Thank you, my love. Appreciate it.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. I believe whatever was happening at that 3 hour mark, if they were talking, they were planning something. In my opinion, they were planning something. But I believe, in my opinion, that whatever happened to Sebastian happened to him before, most likely 9 p.m. rather. What's shaking, bacon?
Hi, how are you doing?
Good. How are you, dear?
I'm wonderful.
Good.
Okay, so we were talking about when he was away for the 26th, right?
When he
On
was away.
Dutch's interview at the 1 minute, 49 minute mark.
Mm-hmm. 1 hour, 49 minute. Mm-hmm.
He states early February was the last time he was at the house and seen Sebastian. Then he goes on and says, no, I was not home when the event happened or when it took place, right?
Right.
So then he goes on after that and says, Let me get the light. I can't see. Hold on. So then he says, actually, that he was on the phone with the police that whole time until he got to the house, well into the afternoon.
Say that again.
That's what he told Duchess.
Can you repeat what you
He said that
said?
he was on the phone. He was on the phone with the police
Yes.
up in the afternoon.
Yes, he was on the phone with them. Yes, you're right. You're right. He did say that. He said he was on the phone with them almost all day.
Yes, and then until he got there physically to the house.
Mm-hmm.
So there's another lie.
Why would he be on the phone with them all day?
Yeah, especially if he was supposed to be working. But as the ordinance states for Tennessee, he's not supposed to work until 7 a.m.
Yeah, I don't believe he was working at all. I don't believe you're going to stay up until midnight and then be at work at, 5 or 6 in the morning.
No, I don't believe that either. I think there was an exchange that happened.
Yep.
I don't think Sebastian went home that night.
I don't see. I don't know if he went home. Like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I just don't know. It's very possible. It's very possible. But that would mean it would be planned. And I hate to think that it would be planned.
Premeditated. I don't think Chris even liked him, to be honest with you. It just
Oh, I don't either.
everything's so negative about coming out of his mouth about Sebastian.
Yes. Once police arrive at the home, they end the call. Yes.
Okay, I just wanted to run them by you guys. This is Reality Lynn. Hi, everybody.
Thank you, my love.
We'll
Thank
talk
you.
soon.
All
Bye.
right. Bye-bye. That was Reality Lynn. Guidance. Are you around? Are you okay? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Running the twins to bed.
Okay.
Now they're up.
Okay. You're fine. Horn Lake, Mississippi. Caller wants to call in again. I got a couple calls. There we go. One second. Thank you for calling, caller.
Hello.
Hello.
Am I got the right number?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh.
She did. I don't think she really got the wrong number. I think she was just being a troll. So did they leave the campground today? I don't know. Let me check my source and see if they got to check that yet.
Yeah, I heard that. I'm like, what? They will be 4 in May, Quinny.
Thank you for calling, caller.
Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you, dear?
I'm all right.
Good.
My name is Jen.
Hey, Jen.
Yeah. I predict that the woman is going to crack.
You think so?
Oh, I know so.
I think it's eating her up.
Knowing. Oh yes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yes. That was her flesh and blood. And no matter you got two control freaks that are narcissistic in the same room,
Mm-hmm.
and one is way, way overbearing. That Chris guy there. I mean,
I think she might.
I don't think
if they can split them up, right? And they can get her in a room alone.
They may not even have to do that. You know, I mean, she's probably tired of all of this.
Yeah.
And, you know, he's acting like a goon anyway. I mean, the guy is absolutely stuck on stupid. And, you know, she's, I mean, who would not be tired? What woman would not be tired, you know, of a narcissistic control freak, you know, trying to run every aspect of her life?
Yes. It's
So,
I mean, it's I can't imagine the stress that they're under, you know. I mean,
I mean,
as big of I think it'll be a big relief once she just admits it, in my opinion.
I mean, you know, there wouldn't be enough Valium to calm me down from this. I mean, you know, she looks like, you know, like she's so brainwashed and, you know, like an Iranian hostage,
Right.
you know, and just out there glaring into outer space,
She certainly is.
you know, and she's going to wake up. I mean, she will.
Yeah.
You know, sooner or later, she's going to miss her son.
You would, I mean, yeah, I think whatever happened obviously was not supposed to go this far. I mean, I do believe Katie loves her son, right? I mean, I do. I absolutely do believe she loves her son. But I think something happened and it went too far. And
yeah, she definitely don't love this guy.
I mean, it's Chris. I mean, this is his 5th marriage. You know what I mean? I mean,
Yeah.
he's obviously really damaged goods.
Well, you know, for one thing, you know, I heard that he was already in prison for 9 years.
No, he hasn't been in prison for 9 years. No. No. He's I mean, you might say that about his exes. They might have been in prison, but you know, I mean, he's barely 40, you know, he's in his very early 40s. So you know, the average marriage is about 4 years.
Well, the thing of it is, you know, he would not have gotten custody of this other child anyway.
I don't think so, but
You
tell
know,
a narcissist that. You know what I mean? I think he would do anything he can to try to hurt Nina.
Well, especially now that there's a, you know, missing child in his own household, there's no way in God's green earth that anybody would give him, you know, custody of an amoeba right now. So
people love your call.
You know, you know, there's just no way.
Yeah, of an amoeba.
Yeah, I mean, you know, he can't obviously be even trusted with that. You know, especially what he did to this, you know, bright young man. You know.
Yeah.
It's just a tragedy, just a tragedy. But he will be found, and he will be found soon, sooner than anybody thinks.
I hope, because we're on 6 weeks.
Yeah, I know. I'm, you know, I listen to too many mediums, and you know, there's quite a few of them that are saying the exact same thing. And you know, I do believe in God because He is spirit, and I'm a spiritualist. I mean, I'm not saying I can see anything, you know, but you know, I believe in spirit. And that boy is really crying out there to be found.
Oh.
And spirits are listening. And I bet you 10 to 1 he'll be found be Sunday or before that.
You think so?
Yeah.
I hope.
And
Lord,
I just feel so sad for his father.
from your lips to God's
I mean,
ears.
that guy has lost, his father, Seth. You know, that guy has lost so much weight. I mean, you can just tell, just by looking at him, the way he's lost. He's probably lost, I'd say, at least 25 to 50 pounds.
Yeah.
Going out there and looking for him.
Yeah.
The worrying and the anxiety, and just from seeing him the first time until now, you can definitely see it. But and every one of and in every one of these mediums that I've seen on TV, there's one thing that they all say: that he loves his dad.
Yeah. I think they had a special
And that,
relationship for sure.
oh yeah, and he'll always be around his dad no matter what. That much I do know. That's going to be his dad's guardian angel.
Well, thank you
That-
so much
that-
for calling. I appreciate it. I'm getting some other calls, so I'm going to take them. But
Okay.
I hope
You have
for certain that Sebastian is found soon.
He will be.
God willing.
They'll hear his cry. You have a wonderful evening.
You too, my dear. Thank you for calling.
Okay.
Bye. I wish I could get my thing to work where I didn't have to use my cell phone. It used to work, but now I can't get it to work.
I would be able to get it to work, but I wouldn't be able to have like my panel guests talk. They wouldn't hear them. It's like the input output.
It's
In the
confusing.
butt. Mm-hmm.
1 second, caller.
Do you have one of those selfie sticks? Does it have a phone holder?
Stop. Hold on 1 second, caller. Are you there, caller?
Yeah, I am.
Okay. Thank you for holding. Sorry.
Yeah,
All right. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. I watch your channel like all the time,
Thanks.
and I have to say that I don't know why everybody's making Katie out to be so innocent.
Katie?
I was listening. Yeah, I was listening to another caller's channel, and it was really interesting. She actually went on, the channel was 1111 or something like that. She actually went on Katie's LinkedIn page. So, like, she just wanted to look around and everything, and she saw her position in the military, and she went to the actual military website because she wanted to find out more information on what her job does. And like, she like had a very like high up job in the military, like working with digital equipment and stuff like that. So she very well would have the capability to completely erase digital and footprints and stuff like that, and cell phone footprints and everything with what she did in the military. And what she still does, because it says she's still a reserve in the military.
Interesting. So she may
And yeah,
she may make law
it was
enforcement
really
work a little,
interesting.
yeah, she may make law enforcement work a little bit harder then.
Yeah,
Trying
but I don't, and I don't try to be mean, but I don't really see her, like, people say, like, I don't think she's as afraid of Chris as everybody makes it out to be.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think she would pick Chris over Sebastian. And I do think she would crack if they got her alone, but I just don't think that she's codependent on Chris.
Yes, that's what it is. I think
not
she's
scared of him.
financially, I think she likes her, she's comfortable with her lifestyle, and she doesn't want that to be gone as well.
Yeah, so that was all I was just having to say, because I found that very interesting about her job in the military. So, yeah.
Well,
It was nice talking to you.
Nice talking to you, dear. Thank you for calling.
Yep.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
We'll take another call. Trauma bonded.
Oh, I think they're more than trauma bonded. And how he
Exuber,
is.
thank you for becoming a member. Appreciate you, my dear. 1 second, caller. Please hold. Thank you for calling, caller.
Hi, Justin.
Hi.
My name is Adriana, and thank you for keeping this out there.
Thank you.
And I think it's so important to continue to search for him. But there's two scenarios that are coming to me regarding this case. One of them is about a month ago, I saw a TikTok of a gentleman, Hispanic gentleman, who was at a job. He was at a home giving an estimate for yard work, and he had his autistic son, and I think he was 16 years of age. And he came back to the van, and his son was missing, and the window where his son was sitting was broken in. So he, got to TikTok, and he was begging everyone to help him find his son. He thought maybe he had gotten kidnapped, all kinds of scenarios. Well, it turns out that his son was not kidnapped. He actually broke that window and was so scared of getting in trouble that he ran away, and he was living under a bridge for weeks until a gentleman that had a tire shop, he went to ask for food and water. And I guess, he figured out this is the kid that's been missing, and was able to reunite him with his dad. And I'm just wondering if that thud that his mom heard that night, maybe he broke something, maybe something like that happened. And he was so scared of, being punished that he, could have run away, and is out there somewhere like this kid was, living under a bridge for, for weeks.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping that this is something that could have happened.
I pray.
And that, that he's maybe still out there and was just afraid of facing the consequences of whatever that thud was. And the other scenario that I'm thinking too is, how do we know that Katie is not there against her will, and that Chris is holding, returning Sebastian safely? Because this whole thing just doesn't make any sense of, why she left with him, and we don't know what's really going on there.
Yeah, I mean, we don't
But
know.
those are two scenarios
Yeah, we don't know
that
a
have just
lot.
been coming to me, and I'm just hoping that the first one is really what happened, and that poor Sebastian is just so afraid of facing consequences, or just afraid of Chris, that he just ran away as far as he could from the situation. But
I hope.
thank you so much for keeping that out there, because I mean, I'm hoping to God that we find him soon.
Yeah, I do too. I pray that it's something like that. The only my opinion is on that, if something broke or something, I think they would have probably found it, I would hope. And
Yeah.
the problem is he's not missing any shoes. He's supposed to be barefoot. There's nothing else missing, not a book bag, nothing. You would think he would
Yeah.
have carried something with him, and she said the only thing that is missing is a little flashlight.
Yes.
So, but and there's no scent of anything anywhere. And
Yeah.
would he be able to actually care for himself being in, with the condition that he has? I don't know,
Right.
but
Yeah.
strange things have happened. So,
Yeah. Stranger things have happened. So
mhm,
I'm just hoping and praying that it's something like that situation with that gentleman that, found his son after like 3 weeks. And he was just terrified of, facing the consequences of breaking that window. um, and when they're autistic, they really, they just react. And
yes,
so I could see him maybe just leaving the house thinking he's going to be, you know, gone for, a little while. And then, something else happened from there. We don't
right,
know.
right. Well,
We
thank you
just got
so
to keep him
much.
in our prayers and hoping that,
Ab-
he is found soon.
God, I pray. I pray. Thank you so much for your caller.
Thank you, Justin.
All right. Bye bye.
All right.
I couldn't say that enough today. No shoes, no money, no jacket,
Hmm.
no phone, no resources whatsoever.
Yes.
He just up and poofed.
Thank you, just saying so much. I appreciate you very much. Erica J, thank you. 16 months, my dear. You are an OG interior communications electrician. Search it. Interior communications electrician. I'm going to take a screenshot of that right now, otherwise I will forget. In the memory of a goldfish. Exuberance, thank you so much, my dear. Welcome to the family. You are now a pearl. Welcome, 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 welcome. Appreciate you. Nerdy, love you. Long time. Thank you, my dear. Appreciate you. You are now a pearl as well. All right. Anything else you want to say, guidance? We are at 3 hours and 2 minutes.
No.
Okay, yeah, I'll do it. Let me do a poll.
Okay.
I'm going to do 2 polls, actually. How about that? I want to do 2 polls. Okay. Question 1. Do you think Chris and KT, involved? Okay. Yes. No. I'm not sure. That's first one. First poll. Justin, wouldn't the meds knock him out at night? They would definitely knock him out at night. Another thing I didn't hear her say is she gave him his medicine. I can't.
It could be.
What do y'all think about that? That just brought me to that, Heather. Did she never said she gave him medicine? All right, we have 234 votes. Put those votes in. It's at the top of your feed. $259 votes. 263. Yeah, that's very interesting. I want to know if she never said anything about getting her medicine. Putting on pull up, not mentioned either.
Oh, I found a screenshot on Twitter of the lake that you were trying to get the grab.
I don't know what you're talking about. You don't see the poll. It should be at the top.
It's in Clutch and Pearls. Is it in Justin Pearl too?
Oh, it's only on Clutch. Sorry, J for A. I don't got it on J for A right now.
Is this what you were looking for, Justin?
If you're on Justin for All, it's not going to be on there. I'm sorry. Yes, that's it. There it is.
Right on the side of the road.
Okay, so this is poll number 1. We have 300 based on 367 votes. That's enough to give majority. 94% thinks Chris and Katie are involved. 4% says I'm not sure. 1% says no. Okay. We want to poll, damn it. You got to come to J Frank for that right now. I can't do it on.
Yeah, somebody told Seth to check that out on one of the lives he was on.
Need to check pharmacy last time filled and how much. Yep. Okay. What was the other what's Mike, what was the other poll I was going to ask? I can't remember. Chris or Katie are the 1%.
I was thinking that, but I didn't want to say it out loud. That I'm not feeling so alone after that.
Oh, will we ever know? Okay. Thank you for reminding me. Thank you for that, Cassie. I appreciate your support. Okay. Will this case be solved? Yes. Within 1 month. Within year.
Now I see what they were talking about on the Amber Alert with Elijah and Sebastian.
Speak on it.
They're the only 2 active Amber Alerts left. Like consistent. Everybody else has been found.
So the question is, will this case be solved in your opinion? Yes, within 1 month, or within a year, or a year or longer, or no, will never. I need to find a magic 8 ball. Look under Chris's nose. Should have said that. That slipped out. Forgive me, Lord.
You make me laugh.
Let's see here. Wireless surveillance. Oh, thank you. Yes, Brinks. This looks like a lot of the neighbors' cameras. I bet you she put a lot of the neighbors' cameras in the neighborhood.
Mm-hmm. Wouldn't surprise me. You network that way. Oh, I'll get you your commission. And what's funny is when we used to sell door to door, this I will attest to this. A lot of people will put signs up even though they really don't have an alarm system.
Yes.
So us selling them door to door, we still had to go door to door and see if they had a legit alarm system.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's believable, but not in a $500,000 house. No.
If he passed, yes. If no, if he's 11.
Ooh, can we do one more poll?
This chat doesn't read.
That's a good question, Love of Scorpio.
What?
Is Summer Wells not an Amber Alert anymore?
Yes,
I think it's
she is an Amber Alert. I'm pretty sure.
the two from this year.
So this is a very interesting poll we're getting the results on.
Look. Oh, wow. People are torn on this.
Mm-hmm.
I have a couple other questions on my security system or no security system, or on the fence.
Well, look at this.
Yeah, sorry, I'm clarifying. Within the last 6 weeks of all the Amber Alerts, those are the only two left standing.
Indoor security cameras, outdoor security cameras, wireless doorbell camera. Oh, look.
Imagine if you could see what's happening at your home, even when you're not there. With our complete video solution, you'll never miss an important moment. Live streaming video allows you to check in on your property at any time, no matter where you are. And with our fully integrated Wi-Fi doorbell camera.
Look at there. Look what that says. My home, the doorbell camera button was pushed. It even tells you that.
Yeah, even the ones they sell on Amazon do that too.
Mm-hmm. All right, we are at 402 votes. 403. Speak now, forever hold thy peace. Just saying. If you are on J for A, you need to, and you want to vote, come over to Clutch.
See, Kaylee, I saw that too, that they supposedly have a camera on the front left corner of the house, but it wasn't working at that time. I have a hard time believing that being her profession.
All right, so we have 420 votes, or 426 rather. Will this case be solved? Someone wanted to know, to see the chat's votes. Yes, within 1 month, 41%, followed by a very tight 36% within 1 year. Year or longer, 15%. No, never is 6%. Interesting.
I've always been curious on the thoughts of if any of the immediate family were involved or it was just the two of them.
I think there were security cameras.
Oh, good point.
And that were thrown in the garbage. Very interesting.
Possibly the motherboard.
Very interesting. Queen Guidance, do you have anything else you want to say?
No, I'm pretty good. Thank you for having me again. We're at 3 hours again. We're getting fancy at our.
Did you drop your link?
The mods have been dropping it,
Okay.
yes.
Please drop sub up to Guidance.
I'll be trying to
You
make
never
more content again.
Those are good. ADT keeps records of my doors and windows open and shutting. Yep.
They all do. Yep. And it logs into your phone too, so you can see it kind of consistently.
I
Which
hope that
also backs up to the cloud.
yes. I hope that woman is right. She's like, I think he'll be found by Sunday. I'm like, God, I hope you're right. Only God knows, and someone or someones who could make this end right now could make it end right now.
Yeah. And I think after this I'll be trying to work on that layover.
Yes. That'll be good. That'll be good. Crazy Crystal, that is another program, my dear.
What'd she say?
Any thoughts on Ziggy and Fred?
You know, I have to admit I was not expecting that today. But I also have to say I am not shocked either.
I don't think anybody was shocked about that.
No. I wasn't expecting it. I will say it surprised me, but I
was
wasn't
expecting
shocked. As long as they're happy, but Fred in that picture, he looks clean and good.
Yeah.
The best I've seen any pictures of him ever.
Yeah. Old Ziggy. What is it? Old Ziggy. What do they call Fred? Old Fred. Old Fred Hill.
Ay.
Check Proudfoot Bowersock's Chris parent cell phones had an electronics need thoroughly checked. Yeah.
And that still bugs me how they were with Nina.
Oh, absolutely. It should bug people.
So it's always going to be in the back of my mind if they're willing to take faith for their own. And I wouldn't even say it's for their own ego more so than really wanting her. I think the grandma, Chris's mom, wanted her more than Chris. And for their own.
I guess a lot of people are just finding out here.
Yes. I was seeing what?
Has it been verified that Chris and Katie left the yogi campsite? So, Misty, what I can tell you is that my sources said that they weren't in the location that they originally were, which was down by the road. So either they have left or they moved locations. I don't know at this point. Hopefully, I will have some answers either tonight or in the morning. If I find out here in a little bit, I'll go live very, very quickly. And I'll let
Hold
you
on,
guys.
there's an update. "4:45 p.m., which would have been 5:55 p.m. Anonymous posted that they were there. The camper was there, but KP SUV wasn't.
So are they at the? Are they still at the campground?
It looks like the RV's there, but her SUV's gone.
So did they move the campground? Did they move? I know they moved it. It's blurry.
Damn it. Every time.
Still can't see it. It's blurry. Okay, that's an old picture.
That's what I thought.
That's an old picture.
Because they timestamped it for today.
Looks like an old picture to me. Nicola thinks you're so beautiful, Guidance.
Oh, thank you. I just saw somebody also wrote, had to move to a different spot. The one they were in was rented by somebody else.
Okay. I think they wanted to be off the road, to be honest with you. Katie's SUV is gone.
I have intel they've moved to the back of the campground.
Huh. We will see.
Yep.
We will see. I'll let you know if I
Where's
hear
Nerdy
anything.
when we need him?
Right? Triangel, thank you so much. I appreciate you, my love. Welcome to the family. You are now a pearl. You are now a pearl.
Thank you. We were talking about that yesterday.
Yes. Thank you, my loves. All right, guys. 3
I'm
hours.
gonna hop
21
down.
minutes. No, you're not. You're waiting for me. All right, guys.
Okay.
Good night. God bless. Appreciate you all. We'll see you guys later tonight or tomorrow. Bye.